Hello, my name is Michelle Suri Robinson, and I'm the president and CEO of the Michigan Minority Supplier Development Council. In March of this year, former Representative Deb Haaland of New Mexico was confirmed as President Joe Biden's new Secretary of the Interior. Haaland is the first American Indian to lead a cabinet agency in our country's history, opening another door we hope will never be closed. And I personally find it quite poetic that she is leading the Department of Interior. What we know for sure is that Native American businesses have been underrepresented for far too long. From the latest census, we know that the state of Michigan had 5,361 Native-owned businesses, not including those owned by tribal governments. Through our council's Native American initiative that is subsidized by none other than Andhra Rush, the largest American Indian-owned firm in the country, we are expanding our reach, providing programming with quantifiable growth. There is a much to celebrate as part of this November's Native American Heritage Month, but there remains much to do. Many of you know I grew up in Oklahoma, and I'm so proud of that heritage that instilled in me a tremendous respect for Indigenous people and culture. As a young person, I eagerly followed Chief Wilma Mankiller, one of my heroes. She was fearless in her contributions, literally changed the course for Indigenous people. She challenged leaders to think long-term and to speak truth, not necessarily to power, but with power. Growing Native businesses will have a real impact on their economic mobility and community uplift while addressing poverty and other real issues like mental health. Minority emerging firms and those with the potential for size and scale are fueling job creation and economic independence in our state. Supporting Indigenous firms is in line with our overall goal to reduce the number of years to revenue parity for all minority-owned firms from 333 years to 15. Lastly, October 17th represented National Eradication of Poverty Day. In a recent interview, Darren Walker, who is the CEO of the Ford Foundation, shared that the richest 90 Americans own as much wealth as the bottom half of the country combined. Until all people have an opportunity to compete and earn, we literally lose $8 trillion to our GDP, and that certainly affects all of us. Many in our nation work full-time, yet are still poor. We have an obligation to reverse this, and entrepreneurship is certainly an effective tool in our arsenal. We want you to enjoy this issue and learn more about our efforts with Native businesses, poverty eradication, as well as other programs and events. Thank you for tuning in.